Hey everyone, this is Mark Ryan coming at you with another video, and today I thought we would just talk politics and talk about what we can expect from a Biden administration in 2021. In case you didn't know, Democrats just won the 2 seats in the state of Georgia. It turns out, if you're a Republican, you can't take off your base and expect to do well. The state of Georgia, the Republican Party is just a major dumpster fire over there. They've got a lot of damage control to do in the future. That state could be run by Democrats so easily here within the next 5 years or so. Donald Trump going forward and saying, hey, I'm going to primary the Republican governor, Kemp, of Georgia. I'll primary the other guy, the Secretary of State that I don't like too. And so he's not happy with them. And those two Republicans, the Republican of Georgia and the Secretary of State, that you can't take off Trump supporters, your base basically, and expect to do well in your state. And so Georgia will probably have a Democratic governor come the next election. That wouldn't surprise me. But I thought that we would start out with some good news, kind of, but not really. And that is the first thing that we can expect is the stimulus checks. Instead of $600, they'll be $2,000. Either the Senate will approve that in the next 2 weeks under Trump, or when Biden becomes president, that'll get approved. We can expect that. I think that's fairly certain to come for sure. Is it a good thing? I mean, why not just write everyone a $100,000 check or $1 million check? No, you can't do it. There's ramifications to it. If you wrote everyone a $1 million check, what are you going to see? Inflation. And the same thing is true, whether it's $2,000 or $1 million, you'll see inflation come out of that. The value of the US dollar it's going to go down. My understanding is that 35% of the US dollar, it's been printed this year, just in the last year, of all the US dollars ever printed, which is really crazy. Should be kind of alarming or concerning. Other nations, the dollar is going to lose value, basically. The second thing that we'll see is immigration reform. Joe Biden has said that is just on the top of his priority list is immigration reform. Now, beforehand, it looked like he would have needed support from some Republicans, and there's bipartisan support for immigration reform. And we could have seen 4 or 5 kind of squish Republicans, jump the fence and support something for that. Well, now he doesn't need any support from Republicans in order to get that through. And so what does that look like? I don't know. I'd have to look more into it. But what you'll see is that Democrats will gain more power, more influence by passing immigration reform. It'll probably be a good thing it'll benefit Democrats more than Republicans. That is for sure. The third thing that I think that we'll see is, hey, the filibuster will be removed. In our form of government, we have a lot of checks and balances. Even though Democrats own the presidency, the House, and Senate, one of the balances that we have is the filibuster. If there is unpopular legislation being pushed through, crammed through, then the minority party, the Republicans, can filibuster to prevent that legislation from going through, or a lot of different legislation that they don't support from going through. That it's a check and a balance on the government. Democrats have used it in the past, Republicans have used it in the past, but if that is preventing Democrats from passing whatever just priority that they have from getting through, if the filibuster is in the way, they'll remove it. They can remove it from what I hear. And so I think that when it does get in the way, and it will get in the way, I think that we will see Democrats just say, hey, we're going to remove that. A lot of times it's called the nuclear option. And we'll probably see that removed this year, next year, because Democrats they're looking at 2 years of power where they have the presidency, the House, and the Senate, and they'll probably lose either the House or the Senate within 2 years, 2 years when the next elections are. And so they realize, hey, we need to get as much done in 2 years as we can. Well, how do you do that? You have to remove the filibuster. The fourth thing that we'll see is passage of the Equality Act or Non-Discrimination Act. And that's more troubling if you're a Christian college, university, church. If you have policies and procedures on sexual immorality, on transgender issues, on gay marriage, things like that. And if you don't support those things, hey, well, that could be discrimination. There could be just rules on hate speech, which gets into number 5. We'll see more censorship. Right now, under the Trump administration, the Senate under Mitch McConnell, they at least kind of had the back of conservatives, have the back of Christians on the issue of censorship on Facebook, YouTube, social media. And well, now that's gone. And now, instead of those big tech companies answering to Mitch McConnell and Trump, well, now it's Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Now, one of the ways that Facebook and YouTube really censors conservatives is by, say that you are exposed and you have 100,000 viewers. They can take that 100,000 viewers and reduce it down to 50,000, 10,000 viewers. And so that's one way that conservatives will be censored in the future is, hey, you just get a lot less exposure. And then beyond that, like follow a lot of pro-life groups on Facebook, and what happens is they share like false news or different things that go against community standards. Now, what will happen is that Facebook will contact the pro-life group and say, hey, you posted something that was against our community standards. Facebook will say, hey, it was fake news or violated our community guidelines, and we're reducing your exposure. You're not getting any new viewers right now. That's one way that Christians and conservatives will be censored. And then beyond that, if conservative continues to do that, then I've seen it where they said, hey, your page is at risk of being unpublished right now. And so those are some very real things that we can see that will come out of censorship to come. And then number 6, hey, packing the Supreme Court. And there's been talk of Biden and Harris turning Washington, D.C. into a state and Puerto Rico into a state. If they did that, then you would get 2 new Democratic senators from Washington, D.C., 2 new Democratic senators from Puerto Rico. And that would add 4 new senators, which is actually quite a bit of a shift to balance of power. And then they could add 1, 2, 3 new Democratic, basically, Supreme Court justices. There's been talk of that. I think that's highly unlikely. There was a Democrat that came out against that, saying, hey, I would not support that. Who knows if he would flip-flop if push came to shove and Democrats couldn't get something passed for whatever reason during those 2 years. I think he would change his tune in a heartbeat. And so could Democrats do that if they wanted to? I don't see anything that's stopping them, to be honest. I don't see anything stopping them, and yet I don't think it's very likely. I'm more optimistic there, I guess. But pray for Joe Biden's health, because Kamala Harris is to the left of Bernie Sanders. And so if Kamala Harris becomes president, I think it'd be a lot more likely that she would go down that route than Joe Biden would go down that route. And then the 7th thing we'll see, and it'll probably be pretty popular, to be honest, is college debt forgiveness. I've seen Democrats push for like having up to $50,000 of student loan debt just forgiven. And they're talking about, hey, let's just make college free. If you go get a Bachelor of Arts degree at a college, we'll just pay for it. And what'll happen is probably taxes will have to go up, and they'll say, hey, don't worry about it. We'll just raise taxes on the rich. It's not even going to affect you. That'll be their argument. I think just culturally and socially, I think it'll be a pretty popular argument. I mean, who doesn't want to have $50,000 worth of debt just forgiven? And yet you just can't magically fund colleges that way. You have to pay professors. You have to pay for that cost somehow. How are you going to do it? They'll say tax the rich. Well, the rich will pass on those taxes basically to the poor and to the middle class. And so will it be a good thing? I don't think so. But it'll be popular, probably pass. I'd be surprised if it doesn't pass. The 8th thing that we can look forward to, and this probably should have been number 1 or 2, to be honest, is executive orders. Biden can't go in just day 1, pass whatever laws he wants the first day. He's got to go through Congress, and that's going to take some time to do, especially because of filibustering. But what he can do is executive orders from the first day, the second day, the first week. That's stuff that can be done instantly. And so when he is sworn in, keep your eyes open because you'll hear executive order after executive order after executive order. He will overturn Trump's executive orders. Biden is saying that trans rights are the fight of our lifetime, the human right issue of our lifetime. Biden will probably pass just bathrooms in public schools. He'll go for transgender rights there. We'll see that happen again, and we'll just see a new executive order each day that that shouldn't surprise you. The ninth thing to expect would be lockdowns and mandates. We'll see probably a 100-day mask mandate from Joe Biden where he'll say, hey, all Americans, we need to come together. We need to wear a mask is what his argument will be. And then instead of emphasizing personal responsibility like Donald Trump has done, he will emphasize, nope, everyone wearing masks, we're going to do lockdowns, kind of like do as you're told, submit to the government. And then 10th, expect them to look at climate change, health insurance, gun control, kind of those hot button issues. And Joe Biden can do a lot just through executive orders, but those can be undone by a Republican president when they come into office. So to have just widespread change that is kind of more permanent, you need to legislate that. And as long as that filibuster is there, that's going to kind of prevent Democrats from forcing down their agenda unless they remove that, which so again, the filibuster becomes pretty important for Republicans. And is it going to be removed? I think it will be removed eventually. But hey, tell me, Mark, are you crazy? Did I get these things right? I think I'm going to get all these things right. I think that they're fairly obvious things. I picked kind of the low-hanging fruit, and I'd be surprised if these 10 things didn't happen. But who knows how much progress they'll make on it? Who knows how much censorship? Who knows how much gun control or things like that they will pass? Who knows the immigration reform? Who knows how drastic it'll be? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But these are some common sense things that, hey, I'd be surprised if I was wrong about. But with that, hey, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and I will see you in the next video.